Boba Fett, ruthless bounty hunter, hired tracker for the Empire, and on retainer by Jabba the Hutt. We only see him briefly throughout the original trilogy, and he only speaks 22 words, and that includes one Wilhelm scream. You knew if Boba Fett was after you, you were caught. But what if there was a deeper story to the most notorious bounty hunter in the galaxy? What if he actually had a moral code that transcended his job? Today on Star Wars Fanatic. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can do so by either clicking my icon in the bottom right or by hitting the actual subscribe button just below it. Give a thumbs up to the video to show your love for the work I put into this and every other video. And share this video with your friends who love to argue about Boba Fett. Let's see if we can get this video to 1,000 views. Okay, now I'm going to jump right in. In the films, Boba Fett does one incredible thing. He tracks Han Solo to Cloud City for Darth Vader. The rest of the time, he stands holding his gun. One time, he even raises it. We do see him use the jetpack with success and with failure due to an accident by a blind Han Solo. However, it isn't his actions that fans of the first trilogy loved about Boba Fett. It was so much more. Let's put aside the fact that we had never seen a character's appearance like that of Boba Fett. He just looked cool. But that doesn't matter for this video. It also doesn't matter that my generation used our imaginations as to what Boba Fett could do, using the action figures as actual toys and making up our own adventures. That's right, that also does not matter. Not right now, at least. What does matter is a different aspect of Boba Fett's appearance. He was menacing. From the first moment we saw him, we knew this guy cared not for his bounties. Hence, the reason Darth Vader looked at him, put his finger in his face, and said, "No disintegrations." Boba Fett just replied, with no brevity, "As you wish." In fact, there were a couple of occasions Boba Fett talked to Darth Vader in a less than regal manner, and Darth Vader permitted it. When Lando tried the same thing, Vader altered the deal on him and decided to keep an Imperial garrison on Cloud City. When others talked to Vader with no respect in their tone, he choked them. Somehow, Boba Fett got away with it. This made him a badass. And later on down the pike, we saw Boba Fett as the ultimate badass for other reasons, such as in Legends and in the comics. He has even been more than that. And it's okay that some disagree with our love for the famed bounty hunter. All the while, they do cite Luke as being a complete badass in Legends. That's a whole other video though. But what if our imaginations went too crazy? What if Boba Fett wasn't uncaring? With recent developments in the Mandalorian series, I can see that this may be the case. Not to mention scenes from the Clone Wars with Boba Fett as a child. And no, I'm not saying Boba Fett isn't a complete badass. He is. During the Clone Wars, Boba Fett was learning the ways of the bounty hunting profession from different hired hands such as Aurra Sing, Bossk, Dengar, and so on. During the arc that began with the episode Death Trap, Boba and Sing are setting a trap to kill Mace Windu. The intent is to plant a bomb in Mace's quarters. With the trap set, a clone trooper sets it off by accident and sends the Republic cruiser into disarray. The abandoned ship is given, and Boba, disguised as a clone cadet, is sent in an escape pod with other clone cadets. When Aurra Sing rescues him, he wants to save the other cadets, but Aurra forces him to choose between them where he will die with them or go with her to complete his revenge on Mace Windu. He hesitates, gives a look, and apologizes to the cadets. Yes, apologizes. There are other instances during the Clone Wars where he felt for some of his bounties as well. He even voiced regret for his wrongdoings to Mace Windu, but said he couldn't forgive Mace for killing his father. Now, we have the Mandalorian series. The return of Boba Fett has been amazing. He is doing on screen what many of us imagined with our toys in the early 80s. He is a complete badass, and no one can deny it. We see him make a deal with Din Djarin that if his armor is returned to him, nothing bad will happen to Din nor the child Grogu. Neither men sealed the deal at the time, but a fight did break out when Imperial troops showed up to steal the child. However, something interesting happened. Boba Fett saw his armor in the Razor Crest and took it. He then stayed to help Din with the Imperials in an attempt to protect the child. Now, if you remember, the original deal was that if Mando returned the armor to Boba Fett, he and his sidekick would ensure nothing happened to Din Djarin nor Grogu. The problem is, the armor wasn't returned to him by choice. He retrieved it himself. In spite of that, Boba Fett stuck around, and after Grogu was taken, Boba said until the child is returned, his debt is not paid. So, he is helping return the child to Din Djarin, even though the deal was not binding because Mando didn't return the armor to him. He did allow him to keep it without a fight, but only after Boba proved the armor to be his. Now, Boba is a part of the crew helping retrieve the child from Moff Gideon. I could not be happier. The only thing better than Boba Fett is more Boba Fett. But I digress. This is about how we perceive him early on as opposed to how he is in reality. And if we look at it, Boba Fett has always shown a bit of heart, even in the original trilogy, when he told Darth Vader, "He's no good to me dead." When, in fact, Han Solo was wanted dead or alive. So, it showed a little bit of heart there. Okay, the way we saw him back then was a ruthless hunter. Now, there is so much more depth to his character. He could have easily taken the armor and ran. Many fans are saying Boba is Boba and is probably hired by the Empire to kill Din. Well, he's had plenty of chances to do that and hasn't acted on it yet. I don't think the way to get rid of him is by going on an adventure with him. I could be wrong though. I just think it would be a bad ending to what is turning out to be a well fleshed out character. Boba Fett seems to have some loyalties now. As he did during the Clone Wars, he seems to have a less morally ambiguous code. I mean, he really has no obligation to help Mando at this point, but he's doing it anyway. I think he is more of a Mandalorian than he gives himself credit for. Now, this is going to be my speculation and using my imagination to inject some thoughts. What if, all along, Boba was learning to be a Mandalorian by his father? He took the creed, inherited the armor after his father's death, and remained a loner, aside from various other bounty hunter counterparts. What if, now, he feels he has a place he belongs with another Mandalorian? What if this is the reason he is sticking around with Mando, even though he has no obligation? Now he feels he can have an allegiance and give loyalty. He has many things in common with Mando. Both are bounty hunters, both are Mandalorians, both have lost something they care about. Only now there's a chance to help someone get the one they care about back. Boba Fett is now more than a silent gun ready for the next job. He is a sympathetic anti-hero, until we are shown his villainous or heroic side. A lot of the legend stories have now become canon, such as Boba Fett's father Jango Fett's master, Jester Muriel. Let's see if they include more, like Boba becoming Mandalore and leading the Mandalorian people to a new golden age. Okay, that's all I have for now, but I'm sure I will be publishing more Boba Fett, Jango Fett, Mandalorian videos. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can do so by either clicking my icon in the bottom right or by hitting the subscribe button just below it. Give a thumbs up to the video to show your love for the work I put into each and every video, and share the video with your friends who want to argue with you about Boba Fett. Let's see if we really can get this video to 1,000 views. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way.